everyone, it's Sarah and welcome to my crochet channel. Today's video I'm going to show you how to make our cotton table runner and placemat. Now this can be made as a long table runner, and you can continue the pattern until you've reached the length that you want, or like I'm doing, I'm making a table runner for my outdoor patio set on my deck, and then I'm also making a set of 4 placemats to match. This bright green with the pop of white will match perfectly with the cushions that I chose this year, and I like that it's a bright, cheerful color. And we'll talk about what the yarns are in just a minute. Now, both the table runner and the placemat measure across about 13 inches. The placemat is about 17 inches long, and the table runner that I made is about 28 inches long. But like I said, you can continue to repeat the pattern as long as you need for as long as the table that you want to place the table runner on. And again, if you want longer placemats, you can make them longer as well. It's a very versatile pattern. We work the center portion of the pattern first, and then we add the ends, which are super cute. And I'm using white as a pop of color, and then this bright green that blends well with the colors that I have in this variegated that I used for the main body of my placemats. Now this is a free crochet pattern on my blog, and as always, you can find that link down in the notes underneath this video. For the main portion of my table runner and placemats, I'm using this comfy cotton blend. This is from Lion brand, and the color that I'm using is called Spring Meadow. Now, for each placemat, you're going to need about 2 to 2.5 ounces, and for the table runner, you're going to need about 3.5 ounces. So make sure you get enough of your main color to make all 4 of your placemats and your table runner, or whichever thing that you're going to make. Then I used about 1 ounce of white for both ends of the trim, and then this green, and these are peaches and cream, just your basic cotton yarns. Now you'll notice I am using cotton, and that's because this is for an outdoor table set. They are all medium number 4 weight cottons. If you want to make this for indoors or even outdoors and you want to use acrylic, you certainly can, and you don't have to use variegated for the main portion of your table placemats or table runner. You can use solids, you can use stripes, you can use whatever you want to for all 3 portions, the trim, edges, and the main, as long as they are medium number 4 weight yarn. I just prefer the cotton because I am using this for an outdoor table setting. We're going to be stitching today with our J hook, and the J hook is a 6.0 millimeter crochet hook. And we're using the J hook because we want it to lay a little bit looser and not real tight stitches, so that it lays really nice out there on the table. You'll need a needle to weave in those ends, and then you'll also need your scissors. We're going to begin with the body of whichever you're making, the table runner or the placemats. We'll make the body portion first, and then we'll come in and do these pretty trims. So I have my color, my variegated comfy cotton blend that I'm going to use for the body of my placemat. I'm going to make a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 46 chains, and I do suggest you chain this beginning chain just a little bit loose so the end of your placemat or table runner doesn't pucker up on one end. So I'm chaining 46 chains. I've chained my 46 chains, and we're going to begin by placing a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So yarn over, there's our first one, here's our second. We're going to go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3 of those loops. And now we're going to place a half double crochet in each of those chains across. 1 half double crochet in each chain across. There we go. That one was a little bit snug. All right, so I'm just going to continue across, stitching 1 half double crochet in each chain across for my first row. I've stitched 1 half double crochet in each of the chains across, and you're going to have 45 half double crochets because we began in the second chain from the hook. We're going to chain 1 and then turn. And for row 2, we're just going to place 1 half double crochet in each of the half double crochets across. Now the chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so make sure you begin in that very first half double crochet. So 1 half double crochet in each of the half double crochets across. Now you're going to have 45 half double crochets again, and each row will have 45 stitches. We are going to be doing some different stitches throughout to make the pattern, but every row will have 45 stitches. So I'm going to continue working across, stitching 1 half double crochet in each of the half double crochets across. So I've completed row 2. Again, you have 45 half double crochets, and every row will have 45 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Now for row 3, we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the first 5. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to skip the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go in the next stitch and we'll stitch 1 half double crochet in the next 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to skip 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 half double crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, and 5. We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We chained 5. We're going to skip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll half double crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, we'll chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll skip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll stitch 1 half double crochet in those last 5 stitches on this row. There's 4 and our last stitch, and chain 1. And so what you're going to have is you're going to have 4 chain 5s and then 5 sets of 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let me set it this way. I'm going to kind of so you can see. And that's the way that row 3 should look. You still have 45 stitches. You just have 5 chains, 5 chains across. So we chained 1 and now we're going to turn. And for row 4, we're pretty much just going to repeat what we did for row 3. 1 half double crochet in those 5 half double crochets. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll skip those 5 chains and we'll go right to the next half double crochet and stitch 1 half double crochet in those 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just so you can see how that looks, you'll have 2 sets of chains, 2 sets of chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip those 5 chains and then 1 half double crochet in those next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, you can see 2 sets of chain 5, 2 sets of chain 5. All right, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'll go and stitch 1 half double crochet, get in there, in the next 5. There we go. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll end with placing 1 half double crochet in those last 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And chain 1. And so it should look similar. We're going to have 2 sets of chain 5 together. And then again we have 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 half double crochets across for row 4. We chained 1 and turn. Now for row 5, we're still going to place 1 half double crochet in the first 5 half double crochets. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to single crochet around these 2 chains. So we'll go around, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through those 2 loops, and then chain 2, 1, 2. Now we'll go to that half double crochet and we'll stitch 1 half double crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let me show you how that looks. Looks like a little bow tie or a butterfly. Chain 2, single crochet around those 2 chain 5s, and chain 2. Then we'll half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. chain 2, 1, 2, single crochet around those 2, chain 5 chains, and chain 2. One half double crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go, 5, chain 2, 1, 2, single crochet around those last 2 sets of chain 5s and chain 2. And then that brings us to our last 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 half double crochets and chain 1. So now what we have is we still have our 5 sets of 5 half double crochets, but now we have 4 that look like sort of bow ties, where we chain 2, single crochet around those 2 chain 5 chains, and then chain 2 on each of those sets of those 5 chain 5, where we have 2 chain 5s. So now it looks like 4 little bow ties. Now for row 6, we're basically going to be repeating what we did down here on row 3. We're going to stitch 1 half double crochet in the first 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to skip those 2 chains, that single crochet and 2 chains, which is 5 stitches, and we're going to stitch 1 half double crochet in the next 5. There's my 5 half double crochets. Now I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll skip those 2 chains, single crochet and 2 chains, which is again 5 stitches, and stitch 1 half double crochet in each of the next 5. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll repeat this the rest of the way across. We'll skip that in the middle, that's our 5 stitches, 1 half double crochet in the next 5, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 half double crochet in those last 5 stitches. And 5. And chain 1. So now we're back to having 5 half double crochets with a chain 5, and we skip those 5 stitches that are 2 chains, single crochet, 2 chains all the way across. We chained 1, and now we're going to turn. And basically what we're going to do for row 7 is we're just going to place 1 half double crochet in each stitch across. So we'll start with our first 5 half double crochets. And then this brings us to our chain 5. And so what we're going to do is place 5 half double crochets in the chain 5 space. So we'll just go around like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This brings us to our next 5 half double crochets. So we'll stitch 1 half double crochet in those 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're to our next chain 5, and so we'll stitch our half double crochets around that chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so basically we're just stitching an even row of half double crochets across. Repeat this across to the end of the row. 5 half double crochets, 1 in each of the 5, and then 5 half double crochets in the chain 5 space. And I've completed row 7, 5 half double crochets in each of the chain 5 spaces, and then of course our 5 half double crochets in each of the 5, or 1 half double crochet in each of the 5 half double crochets. All right, so chain 1 and turn. And row 8 is super simple. It's just 1 half double crochet in each of the half double crochets across. And you're going to have 45 half double crochets. That's the number you're going to need on every row, is 45 half double crochets, or 45 stitches on the rows where we have our chains. So for row 8, we're stitching 1 half double crochet in each half double crochet across. I have completed row 8 of stitching 1 half double crochet in each half double crochet across, chain 1, and turn. And so now this is the repeat that you will do. You'll repeat row 3, which is where we did our first chain, through row 8. And the way the pattern works is you'll repeat row 3 through row 8 4 more times to make a placemat. And that placemat will be approximately 17 inches long. To make the table runner, you'll repeat row 3 through row 8 more times. And that will get you a table runner that's about 28 inches long. Now you can continue to repeat row 3 through row 8 if you want it even longer. All right, so just to repeat, you're going to repeat row 3 through row 8 4 more times for a placemat, and you'll repeat row 3 through row 8 more times for a table runner, or more if you want your table runner longer. Once your placemat or table runner is the length that you want, and you can see how I have all these repeats, you're going to cut your yarn and bring in your second color for your trim. And I'm using white. So I'm just going to stitch 1 row of half double crochets in my color 2 that I'm using for that pop of white trim before I add the green edge. 1 half double crochet in each of the half double crochets across. Now we'll be doing this trim on both ends, and so when you get finished with the trim on this end, you'll have to do it on the other end as well. And so you'll have to join in your white yarn the same way, only you won't have the end of this to join in with. You'll have to just join it in and do a row of half double crochets in your color 2. So 1 half double crochet in each of the half double crochets across using my color 2. I've completed that row of white half double crochets for my color 2, and for this next row we're just going to repeat what we just did. Chain 1 and turn, and 1 half double crochet in each of those half double crochets across. So basically we're just stitching 2 rows of this white, or our color 2. I have completed that second row of 1 half double crochet in each stitch across. I'm going to cut my white yarn because I'm finished with it. And I'm going to bring in this green yarn that I'm using for the end, or the basic edge of my trim. Take that chain 1 out and put my green in. Always make your chain 1 after your color change. All right, chain 1. Now we're going to turn, and on this row we're going to be alternating a single crochet with a single crochet spike stitch. All right, so the way we'll do that is we'll single crochet in the first stitch. We'll go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through both loops. And then what we're going to do for the next stitch is we're going to go down to the stitch below where we stitched our first single crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through both stitches. And that's what makes those long sort of spike stitches. All right. Then we'll go in the next single crochet and stitch a single crochet. Then we'll go in the next stitch and stitch a long single crochet. Then we'll go in the next stitch and stitch a single crochet. Then we're skipping this stitch here. Then we go in the next one and stitch a long single crochet. It's very important that you take your time and look, or you end up stitching in the wrong spot. Let me bring it down a little bit. All right, so we're going to go down here where we stitched that single crochet the previous row and stitch a single crochet. All right, so now we're going to stitch a single crochet in the next stitch. All right, so there's the stitch we stitched in. Now we're going to go to the next one and stitch a long single crochet. Single crochet in the next, long single crochet in the next. And if you look at it, you can see where you're not stitching in every other stitch for that long single crochet. All right, that's how you know that you've not gotten off. It's really easy to get off on this stitch because you want to go in that stitch you didn't stitch in at the top. But you've got to remember to skip every other stitch. All right, single crochet in the next, long or spike single crochet in the next. So you're alternating single crochet, long single crochet, or spike single crochet. It's been called both names. Single crochet, spike. Single crochet, spike. So I've completed this row, and you should have alternating all the way across a long or spike single crochet and then a single crochet. Spike, single, spike, single. They're all single. We're just putting the stitch to the row below, and it causes it to have a spike. It's been called long, and it's also been called spike stitch. They're both the same thing. we're just doing it with a single crochet, alternating with a single crochet all the way across. Chain 1 and turn. Now this is the last row we're going to do on our table runner or placemat. And so what we're going to be doing is alternating single crochets and picot stitches. We're going to begin with a single crochet. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we'll join to the top of that single crochet with a slip stitch. Then we'll single crochet in the next stitch, and then single crochet in the next stitch and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll join to the top of our single crochet with a slip stitch. Then we'll single crochet in the next stitch and then single crochet in the next stitch. And what we're doing here is forming these cute little bumps. All right, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to join to the single crochet. And I actually like to go through those two. I think it makes the picot stitch a little bit more secure and lay prettier. But both ways is correct. So single crochet, single crochet, chain 3, join to the single crochet, there we go, with a slip stitch, and then single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and chain 3. Before I finish this picot, I want to show you how that looks. See how it makes those fun little bumps? And I like to start with one so there's one on the end and then move across. All right, so I'm going to join to my single crochet with a slip stitch. Well, that got a little splitty, didn't it? There we go. Then single crochet in the next stitch, then single crochet in the next stitch, and chain 3. So we're putting the picot stitch on every other single crochet. Single crochet, then single crochet in the next with a picot stitch. Some people call it the picot. It doesn't matter to me what you call it. I just love adding them to the ends of things. It's a great trim stitch. All right, and so we'll just continue that across, and then we'll join and tie off. So I've completed this row with the picot alternating with the single crochet. And because it's an odd number, 45, we started with a picot and we're going to end with one. Cut our yarn and tie that off. And what I like to do is take that yarn where I started and just do what I call a stay stitch. I just put them together like that, and then I can weave them in. Now, you need to do this on the other end as well. You'll just join your yarn in, you'll do your 2 rows of your second color, and then your row of change colors like we did here, and then you'll do a row of your spike stitch alternating with single crochets, and then you'll do your picot alternating with single crochets. And of course, I need to take a few minutes and weave this end in, and we're completed. Now remember, you can add as many rows in the center to make your runner as long as you want it, or you can subtract if you want your placemat to be even smaller. I've got some work to do. I've got 3 more placemats to make for my set.